Alive and kicking. Welcome back to the Kicking It podcast. Yeah, I'm your host, Sospita.
I'm Sean. I'm Man City fan.
I am Timothy, a Manchester United fan.
I'm Wilson, a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan. So, this episode of the Kicking It podcast, we are going to react to game week 6 of the English Premier League. Talk about Manchester United. Talk about Chelsea, Man City. Talk about Liverpool, Brentford. And the fact that the league has been compressed to almost 5-6 teams having 13 points, between that 14 and 13 points. And then we'll react to the still not played game of Arsenal, the North London Derby, and Tottenham FC, as well as give our predictions for game week 7 of the English Premier League. So let's start. With the early kickoff, two early kickoffs. We're going to start with the one that pitted champions of Europe versus the champions of the EPL. Chelsea versus Manchester City. What are your reactions? The score ended 0-1. I think it is, can you say it's a flattering result for Chelsea? That it's only one goal that was scored.
I feel like it is, but as I've said earlier, a Chelsea-Man City game is a 50-50 game. That's why the result is just 1-0. Tuchel yesterday said we didn't play at our highest level, which I agree. It's a bit lazy in terms of possession. We knew that Man City possessed the ball, and that's how we've beaten them in previous matches. But yesterday we didn't do that, and it costed us. Jorginho tried to stay close to Jesus, but was not fast enough. The reaction was not timely, and it's nothing Mendy couldn't do. It's a setback in terms of open play. We've not had a goal against us from open play. But of course, that's what we expect from the highest level of competition in the world, which I believe EPL is. So you said it's a setback.
As I've said, does the scoreline flatter Chelsea? In short, could Man City have scored more?
I think City had chances, but it's not also easy to score against Chelsea. So it's an okay score. It ensures that we pull up and show up for our next game.
Yeah, so Sean,
Yes.
Manchester City, do you believe there is really a problem that you lack as classic center forward? Since Aguero went and Aguero was that for you, yeah? Do you believe there is still that missing link? Not that you will not win games, but if you had Aguero, let's say Aguero at 28 now,
Yeah.
will you have played a better game? Not really a better game. Will you have scored more goals because you played a good game? Well, a fantastic game.
Yesterday we were solid on the defensive side and on the midfield side, but there was that missing link, the number 9 position. Because yesterday there were some chances which we missed, especially in the first half, since we were pressing so much. But the irony was we didn't have a striker, but we still scored. And Chelsea, they had 2 strikers, but they failed to register a shot on target. That is the irony of things. But I still believe City can play their game. We still have an edge on the title race. And yeah, we might find a striker later on. It doesn't have to be Hurricane or the big names. You'll find one. And eventually, he'll fit in the system of Pep.
Yeah, so it's nice you've brought up the issue of center forward. Yesterday, Lukaku was lost. Timo Werner was okay. You could see him in phases of the game. But Lukaku, and I don't think it is because he was muscled out of the game. Is it that Chelsea's play, Wilson? Is it Chelsea's play that wanted to utilize the pace of Werner and what can I say? Lukaku was supposed to be the one that holds up the play while Werner makes the run that for the ball to come through as he holds off the defense, or at least what Lukaku did well against Arsenal.
Yes. I believe what happened was possession. We didn't have the possession, and so we lost on that. Because at the midfield, every time, that's why we didn't even have a shot on target, as you're saying. Because every time the ball was through the midfield, it didn't get through past that. Rarely it got through. And so they tried to use Werner while they realized, as we all saw, that Lukaku was not at his best yesterday. So the change of play was a little bit
too late.
Yeah, it was an issue yesterday. It's an adjustment that did not work, especially on a big team like City, because in terms of possession, that's not how we didn't have the authority of the game at home.
Yeah, and also, so the thing is, the question was being asked. Alonso, he's good against, let's say, mid-tier opposition, isn't it?
Yes.
But Chilwell is a better fit against a bigger team because he offers space and more defensive solidarity and also an offensive, and he can score. Outright. Alonso is good, but he's slow. So against a team that is possessing and has runners on the ball, he's going to be frustrated more, and he's more offensive than he is defensive, Alonso. So I think that game did not play to his. Yeah? So the question that I'm trying to ask, do you believe Chelsea respected City too much?
Respected by the selection.
Yeah, like they could have put what is his name? Havertz. Havertz would have had a different connotation to the game. His ball retention is good, and his through balls are better than Timo Werner or Lukaku, because we had that problem of Lukaku going short on a pass that should just be a run.
Yeah.
Which are typical 10 knows that the ball should either go over or goes through so that the striker runs at. So the question still is, was there too much respect for Chelsea for City?
I feel like it's a team effort, and the final play, that was the issue, because Kovacic had a chance to just shoot forward and give Werner the ball, whereby Werner will run and get the ball and probably have the shot on target clearly. But it's the confidence. I think the first half, the possession is too much. They close in too much. Too fast. So the confidence was not there. So it kept on going down throughout the game until when the goal came, it was now trying to redeem yourself, and it was not complete. There was a missing link in the play. So it's nothing to do with Havertz, Werner. Because the selection of the team is with what the coach has seen throughout the week. That's nothing we've seen. So I believe the team effort was there, and it was a good team. There is nothing like the respect. Of course, everyone knows. Man City beat a team during the week, 6 goals. So the goals are there. So you have to respect that. It's just that the connection was not tidy yesterday. But as I have said, it's a 50-50 game, and we've won 3 games against them with luck, 50-50, and ensuring that we get to clinch silverware.
Yeah, so I believe, well, for me, City had a masterclass of a game. Yeah? They overwhelmed the play from the back. They entered all areas that they wanted other players. The Chelsea wanted other people to occupy, and Bernardo Silva, his pressing was so consistent, and the whole City team, and they did not get tired after 90 minutes. Bernardo still, after people have been replaced, he's still pressing, still looking. So I think in that game, City might have they drew the last game.
Yeah.
So I think City has got a problem. Maybe they go to opposition and they don't respect the opposition. The same way we will say like Liverpool in the later games. I think they thought the team will be easy and they underwent what they underwent, isn't it? But all in all, with City winning, City are on 13 points. Top of the table, Liverpool on 14 points. So we have five teams with almost 14 points, with 13 points, isn't it? So the table has been compressed again with just one loss. So at least, if nothing else, the EPL is competitive apart from Norwich and Burnley and whoever, those people that are not winning any games. Yeah. So at least we can say in that game, it did not say that now anybody that comes for Chelsea will be able to break them down the way Man City broke them down. Yeah. You will not have, not every team has that technical element that City have. But anyway, moving forward to Manchester United Aston Villa. Yeah, Timothy, Manchester, what is the problem?
Generally, first of all, being a Manchester United fan, I didn't get to watch the game.
Yeah.
I watched the City Chelsea game because I wanted to see what Pep had in
Install.
store for Tuchel.
Yeah.
But what I think, looking at the highlights and the tweets I've seen, the management, Ole Gunnar is the problem. We have a team that can win trophies, but honestly, as a Manchester United fan,
But, let me stop you. What is the problem? What is it that Ole does that is the problem?
first of all, football is a team effort.
Mhm.
You find that when we attack and we are at the box, the 18 yard of the opposition team, you find players get a chance either to shoot or either to pass to a player who is open to shoot and score.
Yeah.
And find like we have a player like Greenwood. He's good, but yeah,
You would have preferred Sancho to start that game.
I would have preferred Sancho to start.
But Sancho, Greenwood, in almost 4 games, he has scored or assisted. Sancho in 4 games, nothing. Even highlights, you cannot say we have seen Sancho, whatever he has presented. So you'll prefer him to put to put Sancho on name only and not put Greenwood, who has proven that he can score.
Yes, my reason is like there was a chance Greenwood had to give to Bruno. Bruno was open. If he would have been passed the ball, it would have been him and the keeper. But he chose to shoot the ball. So I prefer Greenwood is good. He's a good man.
So you're saying Sancho will be better after doing nothing, and you're in game week 6, and instead of Greenwood who has done something, and maybe that was from the form that he has. He often shoots and scores.
If you see how Sancho plays, he passes the ball and moves. Passes, creates chances, creates spaces. But Greenwood is only good when he will take on defenders.
I think Lingard plays better than Sancho.
Still. But anyway, maybe, yeah, okay. In midweek, you lost also to West Ham after beating them in the Premier League. Yeah, was the problem the team? Because I never see the problem with team selection. Yeah? Okay, you're not scoring. Then why are you conceding? You've got a better defense on. Sivaran was supposed to give us a better defense.
In terms of aerial balls.
No, everything.
Because they considered via an aerial ball.
No, the problem with the defense was Lindelof, isn't it? You got Varane to deal with Lindelof. Is now Ole Gunnar the only problem? Or are you saying if, let's say, Ole is fired because you have got a very interesting run of games? Yeah? If Ole is fired, you get Conte. You win all those games.
Me don't trust in Ole.
But before,
Yeah.
okay, let me ask you, before Ole came, you had Akina Ole, Van Gaal, you had Akina Mourinho, and they were not good enough. Van Gaal came, has made you finish top 4. Not Van Gaal. Ole Gunnar came, has made you finish top 4. Well, in all the seasons that he has been here, isn't it? Yeah, he has reached finals. The problem is he's not winning the finals. So apart from that problem, like he has no end product. Eh? Is he really not good enough?
He isn't good enough. Like we have bottled like 18 semi-finals, including semi-finals and finals, in which you could have possibly won the other trophy.
What would you want as Manchester United fans? What would you want? What do you think would propel you to win?
Or a better question is, what is good enough for Manchester United?
And a new coach is
Conte
good.
Conte is there. So he might be fired, Ole Gunnar, because the run of games is not easy. Yeah, you like play the traditional top 4 back to back. You play the traditional top 4 back to back, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you go to Conte, because Conte is proven pedigree, he has won the league with Chelsea, he has won the league with Juventus, and he won the league with Inter Milan. So do you believe now you'll be contenders? Because the problem is not the squad now.
Yeah.
So Conte, because that is the only high grade manager that is out there. Is there anyone else that is available apart from Conte?
You see, the thing is
Zidane.
Oh yeah, Zidane.
You see, the problem is like teams.
Yeah.
Management generally they pick coaches like from the legends who won trophies. Like Ole won UCL.
He's got the goal that won the UCL.
The thing is, he won the UCL, the United.
Oh, he was in the team that won the treble in 1999.
Yeah. And the management put the coach there basically because they believe he can do better, he can do good because he won the UCL. Another good example is like Chelsea. They put Frank Lampard to lead their team, but Lampard didn't prove that he was suitable for that job. So he had to go away.
Okay, me, from my own point of view, I think United, they need a coach who has experience in winning titles and bringing that winning mentality into the team, like the way Chelsea.
But wait. They had Mourinho. They had Van Gaal. Experience of winning titles. That's why I'm asking, what is good enough for Manchester United? Do they want now Pep because he's winning trophies?
They can't go for Pep.
See, that's why I'm asking, what is good enough for Manchester United? They have managers that win trophies, they're not good enough. They have this one that has attempted. He's not good enough. Or is it good enough for Manchester United to go back to the glory days? Which, for some time, has not been there. Yeah, I agree they require a coach because now the team is too big to allow failure, isn't it? They have, apart from the midfield, they have players in all areas that require them to win now, isn't it? But in my belief is that Ole Gunnar, unless it becomes now an awful run of form, like in the games that are coming, if he loses like 3 of those games, I think he'll be fine. Because Conte is just over there, and Manchester United is Conte's type of team. That I believe. But so far, I have nothing with Ole. Because I've never seen anybody from Manchester acknowledge that at least Ole has done something. It is always he's the problem. When they win, for some reason, it's because they have Cristiano, they have Bruno. So when does the manager win? But still, we have now to always acknowledge. Aston Villa is a good team. Chelsea was saved by what? Their goalkeeper. Isn't it?
Yes.
In that game, it is the goalkeeper that kept away Ings and Watkins. So I don't believe it's such a bad thing to lose. The problem is you're in title contention. Every loss is a problem. Because had they won, 3 points clear. Had they won, 3 points clear. But we'll see. With the run of form, Timothy, I think, sadly, if Ole Gunnar does not somehow win those games, or the majority, like 6, and he wins like 4 of the 6, he will be fired.
Yeah, because he has everything.
Yeah, he has everything in every position he can. Well, apart from the keeper, because now De Gea is no longer good enough.
By Henderson.
Henderson is still, because I've seen him play when the under 23s, when they played Arsenal, still, I think he needs to acclimatize to be okay with it, or maybe be given a run of games like Ramsdale at Arsenal. Maybe he will come back to form. But the hair that was all encompassing, almost the best. You remember when they wanted to tell us that he's better than this keeper for Bayern, Neuer.
Yeah.
He has
Saves the Titanic.
Yeah.
All that. Because the next 8 games
yeah.
is Villarreal at home, United, Everton, Leicester, Atlanta, Liverpool, Tottenham, Atlanta, City. Those are the next 8 games for Manchester. I can tell you for sure, the glory days in Manchester, maybe in songs, but you're not there yet. It feels like you beat Villarreal 4-0 and they will say Cristiano, they'll say Ole Gunnar. Everton, Leicester, Liverpool. Okay, there's Atlanta there. You can have your run again, but it's going to be interesting. And it's amazing to see you lose. Like, it's amazing. Because
To you.
yeah, of course I'm talking about me. It's amazing. You see, I can even feel your confidence, and I hope the audience will. You're the first United fan, or probably it's because of the loss, but it's amazing to see you lose. Yeah, because the only thing you'd be talking about right now is Cristiano scored. It's a sure that, or Fernandez. But because that is not the case, we have to push where it hurts and ensure you support serious teams. You know, it's a choice you have as Timothy to support a mediocre team, serious team. So since you're losing and it's a choice you've made, then you can't keep blaming people. It's not about the coach. As you said, it's a team effort. So just embrace it, as in continue, look for confidence, and when you can win, relax and say that we met a team that's not good and so we beat them, but you're not there.
The glory days are yet to return, but I also believe that you're only a manager away from becoming, I won't say dominant, but
A good team.
competitive in all areas, because the problem is not reaching finals. The problem is winning the finals, isn't it?
And the problem is, you find like yesterday we lost. Also, Chelsea lost. But you see, the Chelsea fans, they are loud here, laughing at us, trolling Manchester. Last season, Chelsea lost to a team that went to relegation. That was West Brom. You see, that is CPL. And as we lost to a team like Aston Villa is not a small team. It's a tough
team.
But Chelsea beat Aston Villa.
Please let me. Oh, champions of Europe.
Yeah, they were beaten by West Brom, champions of Europe. What is Manchester United champions of?
As in, we are the current champions of Europe. You see, Timothy, you decided of all the 20 teams that are here, you want to support Manchester United. A few weeks ago, we couldn't sleep because Cristiano is coming to United. And they have a run. As in, were you telling us that Ole Gunnar is the issue then? You are not saying that. Yes, we lost yesterday to a very able team. And what we are saying is that that was a game and they won, and it's a 50-50 game. We are not complaining and saying that now we want a new coach. No, we don't want Lukaku to start. No. But for every Manchester, as soon as they win, we are on top of this world, and no one can tell us anything. The minute you lose a game, the blame is precisely on someone. Lingard gave up a goal 2 weeks ago. It was Lingard. Nothing. He scores a very nice goal, Ballon d'Or,
Lingardinho is that's just irony.
Yeah, but it's okay. The idea for me is Manchester have to back their talk, because with the team they have, nobody is going to cut anybody any slack. If you fail the battle on which you impose on other people, especially I as an Arsenal supporter, the brand that I've gotten from Manchester United, I am very happy. Even with Chelsea, I am very happy. And if Arsenal wins this weekend, I cannot shut up. I will talk until everybody gets tired of me and will come here. And when we are beaten and asked, what are you talking about? You are too loud. Yeah.
We lost to a team that last season beat Liverpool 7. So you just can't start bantering us.
But they beat that team. That's the problem with Chelsea. They beat that team.
Actually, no. The problem is the blame. Why can't you say we were beaten, we live to fight for another day? And then it would mean we look for other teams to talk about, like serious teams like Brentford and Liverpool. Yeah. You see? As in, the blame is always
on somebody.
You can't just say...
Okay, let me ask you. Do you have a problem with Bruno Fernandes taking the penalty? And we know that Cristiano Ronaldo has got a better record at scoring penalties than Bruno. Well, don't think a better record, but you'll expect Cristiano to score more than in that late minute. Do you have a problem? Or was the problem now Ole Gunnar, because he had decided Fernandes is the penalty taker, which he was last season, and he scored 9 out of the 18 goals that he scored.
You see, the problem here, you can blame on Bruno, but
you haven't said that so far. You started with saying the coach is the problem.
Bruno had a chance to level the game.
Yes.
To give us a strong 1 point.
Yeah, so that you'll be on level terms with the Liverpool.
But you see, those are good things. Like the other day, Messi gave out the penalty to Neymar. You see, those are good.
No, Cristiano wanted to take the penalty. He was told not to take that penalty. You see, the thing is, problems all around. Maybe people don't respect Ole Gunnar. The players don't respect Ole Gunnar. But for me, I just think if you not back up your talk with that 8-run games, it's either Ole Gunnar is out, or either or you'll come here, or you refuse to come to the podcast because you'll be mad every other Sunday or Saturday. But anyway, still, as much as you're talking about, still on the 10 points, still among the top teams in the table. So no need to despair until 8 games have passed. Then we see if there is need to despair. So let's talk about the newcomers. Brentford against Liverpool, former champions. And tell you the truth, what did you expect from this game?
I expected Liverpool to win, probably 2-0, 3-0. Let's say 3-0 because of the goals they scored. But
so what's the problem now? Because nobody expected Brentford to put up this fight, isn't it? Even in moments, they almost won.
Yes,
they were leading. So what changed? What changed in this game, in your opinion?
Hey, it was a very interesting game. Though I didn't watch it, but the scoreline, it could define that the game was very intense. But I don't know what the problem was with Liverpool. That was a very shocking score. 3-3.
I believe what happened with Brentford is that because I watched the game, like Brentford is not afraid of attacking. They know what their defenders are doing. You defend. They attack. This guy is. I mean, they're playing.
They're fearless.
Yeah, they're playing like how Leeds played last season. They were go-getters. You'll get to score us, but we also know how to score. Yeah, you can score as many goals as you want. The defenders will do their job. But the first goal, like Tony knows I can't score this directly, so let me pass it over to someone who is in a better position. Like it's an amazing goal. It's something they've practiced. Really. It's not like it just happened. No. The attackers will go and attack and score as many. I think that's how teams in championship come up to the EPL knowing that
They have to
defense,
score.
they have to score a lot of goals because they know their top strikers who will get to score them. Okay, so they have to outscore the opposition, and I think that's what they did. That's why they were in front, and Liverpool did the justice immediately, and they scored again and again, and it was 2-1. Brentford tried again, and that was it. So it was a matter of the attack knowing
Yeah, but also you have something else to be said. Liverpool, I think they did not expect the fight that came from Brentford. So it's to be said, if they had at least technical players, because the problem with that game, it became like a basketball game. You're attacking, score, you attack, score. It was a bit shambolic for a team that is big, because if it was Chelsea, that business wouldn't be happening that way. If it was Manchester City, that business will not be happening that way. Because there's no way we are ahead and still, yeah, we are funny. So I think maybe this is that time when this club is just on a roll, as Leeds were last season. Because this is the first time in a long time I've seen shambolic defending from, what do you call it? Liverpool, isn't it? Because, for example, because it was the side of Trent that Pinnock scored, isn't it?
The goals were coming from there.
Yeah, that side, usually the problem is Trent is good, like a midfielder, isn't it? But he's not good. His defensive attributes are not that good. Not that he will not defend, but they're not that good. So in that case, a person like me, if I was the person, I was Klopp, I would have put Gomez there in the second half. But the problem now, you remove an attacking aspect from the game, isn't it? So you have to now remove another player from the midfield to cater for still Trent staying in the game. So I think Liverpool was surprised by Brentford. I think if they are to play next week, Brentford will not have an easy time at Liverpool. But in this game, the thing about football, when you're blitzed, and then whatever game plan you had is out the window because you're not sure. You see, maybe they went halftime thinking that Brentford in the second half will not come pushing for that goal, but they kept on coming and pushing to the brink. So I think in our predictions we said that the three teams that came up are the same three teams that are going down. I think we have to remove Brentford so far from that calculation, because usually if you get 40 points, I think they have 9 points now. If they get to 40 points, they are safe. Because usually most teams, when they get to 40 points, they are safe. And not every single team can get to those 40 points, isn't it? Yeah.
Talking about yesterday's game, I think Brentford deserved that draw or a win.
Yeah.
That guy on the right, it was on the left wing. That guy,
The defender,
the attacker, it's called Mbeumo or something.
Yeah.
That guy showed Trent levels. So on the other side, also Liverpool had chances. Jota had literally, like, so like
He
blocked
scuffed a lot of
a lot of
chances.
chances that were tap-ins. But Brentford, basing on their records in the championship, last season they had scored 79 goals, won 24, drawn 14. So that really shows that it's a tough side. Yeah.
Well, so, but the goodness of the draw is nobody now has 3 points, is 3 points clear.
Yeah.
Because with 3 points clear, the game becomes a bit tricky. But still, if next week Liverpool are beaten by City and they do not draw, the gap will be made. But at least the other teams are not playing each other. So most probably it's Liverpool's loss in that moment.
Yeah, it was a loss.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
a loss.
because if they had won and they are beaten by City, but they will have been on equal on points, isn't it? But at this moment, if City meets Liverpool and they beat them, Liverpool will be now at a disadvantage. Yeah? So that 1 point that they have to win. So, but can we say that Liverpool also has a problem in midfield?
Yeah, they lack that creativity, and I think it was proven yesterday because Thiago was injured
Yeah.
the previous match.
Yeah. And Keita wasn't there.
So it brings a kind of a weakness in the midfield, and now that they'll face a team like City, it is going to be hard for them to
Yeah, and
keep the ball.
Jones tried his best, but you see the thing
Then
that
now,
I think the thing is, I was even surprised that Firmino did not start that game because Firmino plays the pressing. He's the pressing center. Jota, that's not his. He's not good at that. That is what the same thing that who is it does Bernardo was doing yesterday for City. That is what Liverpool does to press from the point to force. You force people to play in certain areas. But still, we can acknowledge that Trent, if the window opens in January, they request to be a suitable backup for Trent. So that in the games that it becomes tricky and people are using, because that's not the first time that where Trent is where people are using. Because you find where Robertson is, it's not an easy place to pass. Yeah.
we can
But
even go back to the 2019 Champions League. Liverpool Atletico. He really lost a lot of balls.
see, so it's not that Trent. You see, I wish Trent was like Kimmich, good at defending, good
Exactly.
going forward. But Trent he's good going forward, but he's a bit shaky in his defense, and he hasn't improved in almost 3 years, isn't it?
The same goes for Shaw as well.
Yeah, sure. This season has become a bit of a letdown because last season he was a revelation, especially after Telles came. In this game he got a yellow card and then he was dragged off. So I don't know even if he got injured. But anyway, so that for the sake of the time, the other game that hasn't been played, the traditional top 6, is the North London Derby. Yeah. Tottenham are coming to the Emirates Stadium. So, as an Arsenal fan, I know we are winning that game. As an Arsenal fan. But as neutral people, what do you believe? Or a better thing is, what are your predictions?
I think.
You can say we will lose. There's no problem
I'm
with
not
it.
saying that you lose. I want to be careful with my words. I think they can get a result. Arsenal, they have played well in the last 2 games. They've even kept a clean sheet. And Tottenham, they haven't been stable in the last 2 games, especially at Crystal Palace and Chelsea. They haven't been on form, but football is unpredictable. You never know. You never know what could happen.
So you're saying, give us a prediction. Say the score.
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. Yeah, Timothy.
My prediction is Arsenal will lose 0-1. 1-0.
Yeah.
Tottenham will win.
Wilson?
Yeah. I would say what I know, but let's just predict, because I'm sure Hurricane will be the difference. If not Son.
Yeah.
And with that said, I mean, you started off in a shaky ground. You tried not to be in the relegation zone, and you're climbing up the ladder. But this will be a setback unless you have a red card from Tottenham or something of the sort. But this one, you're going to be pulling your socks again for the week.
They do not be. Tottenham, as a rule, do not beat Arsenal at the Emirates. So that's why I'm confident. If you are going to the Tottenham Stadium, you said you're going to lose. I wouldn't be that mad. Yeah. But I predict it's a win because there's a lot of hatred between the two teams still. So one goal will be the difference in either side. But I'm an Arsenal fan. So Arsenal is the one that is going to score that goal and maintain it. Yeah. So, but let's move to next week, isn't it? Before the international break. So the first game, early kickoff again. We have Manchester United versus Everton. Timothy, let's start with you.
Yeah.
What is your prediction?
The prediction is we will win with a 2-0
2-0.
scoreline. Yeah.
I think the game before this is the only game that Everton has not scored. They were thrashed 3-0, isn't it?
No, they
Yes,
won.
yes. Aston Villa 3-0.
Yeah. That was the only game that they did not score. And you have kept only one clean sheet. Do you believe there will be no goal at all?
Last season, Everton was outstanding, but we beat them home and away.
But now they have a better manager that is defensive. That's what I'm saying. Yeah? Is it going to be 0? I'm not in doubt that you will win, but 0. So it's okay. It's your prediction. 2-0. Sean?
1-1.
1-1. Wilson?
I want a draw. So, I mean, a goalless draw with no Cristiano scoring for the sake of fantasy. Amazing.
It's a must. I don't think the defense of Everton is all that great. So if Bruno will be whipping crosses in, and what is this other person? Whoever will be sure, because Wan-Bissaka, shida. So maybe 2-1 to Manchester United at best. So Chelsea plays Southampton. Predictions, Wilson.
We are meeting Juventus
In the Champions League.
in the Champions League. That will give us a nice edge back into winning ways, or at least a draw. But Juventus is not at their best. So if it's a draw, that's not nice. Southampton, we should be beating them, especially at home and Ria Farmer, Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, but Southampton stopped Manchester City.
They did.
But there's no transitivity in football.
But
Just
they've drawn the last 4 games.
So
Actually, the last 5 games they won against Newport 8-0. But before that, they had a draw with Manchester United. So the draws are looming large.
So Manchester United and then Manchester City.
They drew.
So you're confident of a win. The team that is proven to be a bit stubborn in their defense.
Yes.
Okay. How the scoreline is?
1-0. Chelsea 1, 2-0. 1-0.
Yeah. So the point is they're not getting to score.
Yes.
Sean?
2-0 to Chelsea.
Timothy?
It will be a draw. There won't be a goal.
0-0. I believe it will be 1-0. Chelsea. Lukaku, I don't think will be under pressure in this game as he was in that other game. So Brighton, Arsenal. Well, this is a tough game.
This is a very tough game for Arsenal. Let's
So-
just say that.
But we need to win this game, because after that I think we are going to face a big team or something of that sort.
Let me just say, if you beat Brighton,
Yeah.
then it means you're back. You're back into top 10. Because Brighton are not joking.
They're not joking this season.
Yeah. And they have, they're playing Crystal Palace tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. So, I will just say, because Arsenal still has not inspired confidence in me. If we win, we are winning with 1-0. If we win. Timothy?
Yeah, which game?
Brighton, Arsenal.
Brighton last season they disturbed Manchester United.
They beat Arsenal, I think.
I think there won't be a goal. It will be 0-0.
0-0. Okay. Sean?
It's a tough game.
So, you don't have a prediction?
Brighton, they play good football.
So, 1-0 to Brighton.
1-0.
Okay. We have Tottenham, Aston Villa. Aston Villa having proven to be a headache to all these teams. Personally, I believe Tottenham will be beaten by Aston Villa. 3-0.
I want a nice draw with a lot of goals, like probably 3-3, like what we experienced with Brentford.
Okay.
But
Realistically?
that's, yeah, like a draw.
Okay. So, Sean?
Draw.
0-0 or?
Maybe 1-1 or 2-2.
1-1, 2-2. Anyway, it is not a goalless draw. That is your prediction.
Yeah.
Aston Villa will lead with a 3-2.
Yeah, will win. Okay, now we finish off with the highlights of game week 7 of the English Premier League. Former champions Liverpool will face current champions Manchester City in a top of the table clash. Top of the table clash.
Yeah.
So what is your prediction? For me, this will be a draw. This will be a draw. Very boring draw. Yeah. 0-0 actually.
Yeah.
Timothy?
Liverpool will win with a 1-0.
Okay. Sean?
I don't see why we should lose that game because I think we have the confidence in approaching such opponents, especially we'll be facing PSG in the midweek. And it is necessary to do the same thing we did against Chelsea. And if you are focused, we are going to win. And I'm going for a 3-1 win or 3-2 win for Man City.
I also believe City is going to win. And I'm not sure about the scores because there are going to be scores.
Yeah, but well, the last time they met in the final, they were beaten. Liverpool was beaten 4-1. Still, I am going for a draw. But that said, we have come to the end of the Kicking It podcast. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Please share. Give us your comments on who do you believe will win the EPL and whether Liverpool can surmount Manchester City to maintain their lead on top of the Premier League table.